Stay tuned for the Splash Live. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, and social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. By the way, I am your host, Kevin McIntosh, and thank you so much for asking how I'm doing. No one does that anymore. We got a lot to talk about, so let's slide straight into it. First and foremost, starting with the congratulations. Some West Bloomfield School District educators were awarded just last week at the Oakland County Community and Adult Educators Award Luncheon. And this was at the Edgewood Country Club. And like we said just last week, if you're watching on Civic Center TV, you can see right here pictured, we have educator Dawn Hanford, who's an adult educator coordinator, and she received the President's Award. Congratulations. And then Bethany Helka, she's an early childhood, she works in the early childhood development department, I should say, and she's an administrative assistant, and she received the Support Award. Seems very, very deserving. Congratulations to these two again, representing for West Bloomfield School District. If you want to check out the photo and just let them know how much you support them just in general, you can check out the photo on their Facebook, West Bloomfield Schools on Facebook, or just go directly to the website, wbsd.org also. Check that out and see what's going on. Speaking of West Bloomfield School District, there's actually a new scoreboard in town with the same Laker Nation, baby. It was about 25 years ago. A man named Dave Hardy installed the original scoreboard, West Bloomfield High School Stadium. You can see it right here on Civic Center TV. 25 years later today, he's also currently upgrading the scoreboard and doing it with his grandson, Jacob Champagne. So look at this, grandson, grandfather together. Generations installing these scoreboards for our West Bloomfield High School Stadium, which we appreciate. So we should be expecting brand new scoreboards and excitement for the school year, or for the season, I should say, kicking off Family Fun Night, August 29th. That's an exciting time for you to bring out the family and enjoy seeing the new scoreboard at West Bloomfield High School Stadium, by the way. You can check out more, check out those photos also, by the way, like we said, on Facebook at West Bloomfield Schools, just so you can get more insight in regards to that. We also want to say congratulations to Orchard Lake basketball star who was named to the U.S. Men's Under-18 basketball team. This was actually just announced yesterday. Orchard Lake St. Mary star, guard forward, Trey McKinney, Ice Trey the gang, shout out to him, announced as a member of the 2024 Men's Under-18 national team by the USA Basketball, I should say. And this was just yesterday. This was announced on their X page, Junior National Teams X page, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, by the way. Trey McKinney, state champion with the Orchard Lake Eaglets this past season. He's returning for his senior year, 2024-2025. Hopefully we can do back-to-back championships. 6'4", 200 pounds, kind of like where I am right now. He's a little bit bigger, though. I will give him that. But congratulations again. Also, top of his recruiting class for the 2024-2025 class. Offers from MSU, Michigan, Kansas, Ohio State, and more. From the Splash, from the Civic Center TV, West Bloomfield community, Orchard Lake community, we want to say congratulations, Trey McKinney, on all your success, and we wish you so much good luck on your career path going forward also. Since we are giving out congratulations, we like to spread good news in regards to what's going on here in the West Bloomfield area, Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, Kego Harbor, and people that are doing great things. Let's highlight a local West Bloomfield native who actually helped produce the new Garfield movie. How exciting is that? He goes by the name John Cohen. West Bloomfield native, grew up loving Garfield, which he said actually inspired his career in animation. Now, like we said, he actually did help produce the Garfield movie, which is in local theaters. Now you can also check that out. He attended NYU's Tisch School of the Arts, and he says he actually credits his inspiration for his film career to his early involvement in the Metro Detroit's DAFT program, DAFT. He also helped produce Despicable Me, The Minions, which my son loves, and Angry Birds movie. So he has an extensive career also in a lot of different movies that he actually helped. And the Garfield movie, just in case you don't know, actually stars the voice actors from Chris Pratt, Samuel L. Jackson, Hannah Waddington, and it's a very, very exciting, great movie. And we want to say congratulations again to John Cohen, West Bloomfield native, who actually going out there and producing big movies like the Garfield movie. If you do get an opportunity to check it out, please do. Garfield movie in theaters now, I believe. Actually, yes, it is in theaters right now. You can check that out at local theaters. Tonight is also a very special night for you if you are interested in getting out the house. If you just want to see some of your neighbors, specifically in the Sylvan Lake area. They have the Sylvan Lake game night going on tonight at the community center, and that starts at 6:30 p.m. As a matter of fact, they got a couple things going on there. They have mahjong they will be playing, card games, a couple other different games. Bring to the table, bring the friends, bring the friendly competition. It is on tonight. And they do this every Wednesday, by the way. It's not just a summer thing. It's all year round. So if you are interested, you want a reason to get out, meet some new people, try this out. Game night, Sylvan Lake Community Centers. Tonight, Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. You want to find out more about that, of course, you could check that out on their website, sylvanlake.org, for your opportunity to find out what's going on in Sylvan Lake and get more information regarding the Sylvan Lake game night. Coming up, we are going to be celebrating more holidays, diverse cultures, things of that nature. More specifically, the Juneteenth celebration is planned in West Bloomfield, and it is called the Juneteenth in the WB event. And actually, it's been a couple years running now. And actually, to join the Splash Live to talk a little bit more in detail about this event and tell us specifically what's going on, we have Vincent Kirkwood joining us here on the Splash Live, Executive Director at Playworks Michigan, Diversity Marketing Expert, and West Bloomfield Parks and Rec Commissioner member and West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force member. We appreciate your time, Vincent. First and foremost, can you give us a little bit of background on the history and the growth of the Juneteenth and the WB event over these past few years, please?
It kind of is changing this year, the Juneteenth event. So the first 2 years, it was ran by the Social Justice Committee, and it was at West Bloomfield High School. Outside, we had a lot of face painters, food, entertainment, production, celebration of culture. And this year, it's changing a little bit. It's going to be held at the West Bloomfield Township Town Hall, the Recreation Activity Center. And a lot of those things are still going to be happening, just at a different location.
Nice, nice. So we're expecting a lot to go on then, right? So since we essentially changed the location, what about the activities and the different things that we are expecting there? Has any of that changed? Has it grown? Just talk about what we're expecting that in that aspect.
Absolutely. So the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force is a combined effort between the West Bloomfield Parks and Rec Commission, the library, and the township. And what we're doing this year is going to have a celebration of Juneteenth on the campus of the West Bloomfield Township Hall. We're going to have music, we're going to have dancing, we're going to have an African drum group, we're going to have food, we're going to have face paintings, we're going to have workshops by Stephanie Kreider, we're going to have the library who is going to do a history of Juneteenth with several individuals. They have a performance, I'm sorry, not a performance, but a lecture, if you will, at 11 o'clock and at 1 o'clock, and both speak to the Juneteenth celebration, what it means, The 11 o'clock is more so for the children, and then the 1 o'clock is for the adults. But you're welcome to come to both events.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we appreciate that. Join us right here on the Splash Live, telling us a little bit more about the Juneteenth and WB 2024 event. We have Vincent Kirkwood, member of the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force. So let me just ask you personally, Vincent, what does Juneteenth mean to you? And why is it important to the West Bloomfield community?
Absolutely. That's a great question. And a lot of people still don't know exactly why we celebrate Juneteenth and what it is. So Juneteenth is a celebration of African Americans' freedom in America, if you will. So a little bit of, I'm going to give you a quick history on it. So in I believe it was 1862 or 1863, the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. That freed the slaves in America. However, there were a group of slaves that were still in, I want to say, Texas, that did not know that they were free. So 2 years later, in 1865, they finally found out that they were free. So it was June 19th when it happened, 1865, and that is why we celebrate Juneteenth. It's a celebration of freedom for African Americans that were enslaved, 155 years ago or whatever it was. So that's why we celebrate Juneteenth, and we celebrate it with culture, we celebrate it with music, we celebrate it with food, we celebrate it with just an excitement of around what we've done as a culture and who we are as a culture, and that's the meaning of Juneteenth.
Right, exactly. And that was no, and that was January 1st, 1863. Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, by the way, and it was in Galveston, Texas, where they said the last of the slaves were, and they were freed June 19th, 1865. Now that date is very oh no, please continue.
No, I was just gonna say, and that's why we're doing it on we're celebrating our diversity task force in West Bloomfield on June 19th. I think it was really important that we celebrated on the day of. Now it's a Wednesday. Kids should be out of school.
Right.
And we're hoping that the weather cooperates, but it's going to be a day of celebration, a day of happiness, a day of feeling great. We're going to have I think it's called the Nanu Di Giapo African drum band. We're going to have dancing. I also want to mention that 44 Scoops, which is a new ice cream parlor right at the corner of 15 and Orchard Lake, they are going to provide free ice cream to all of us who are present. Henry Ford Hospital, West Bloomfield, is going to be heavily involved. They're going to help us with food and other things. The Diversity Task Force is involved. The West Bloomfield Parks, West Bloomfield Township, the West Bloomfield School District. I mean, we've got so many great groups of people who want to celebrate Juneteenth on June 19th here in West Bloomfield. And I think it's really important that we do that because our community is so diverse. Our community is not one group. Our community is a mixture of a lot of different people, and that includes African Americans. So to celebrate in West Bloomfield is a great honor. I'm happy to be a part of it for the last couple of years.
And no, absolutely. And I love this too. I love to speak on it too. Juneteenth was one of those days. Coincidentally enough, it's on my birthday, June 19th.
Oh, wow.
So that was one of those days where, since I was in elementary school, I always wondered what holiday falls on my day. So when I looked it up, I found out at a very early age what Juneteenth was. But then nobody was really celebrating it. So it seems like something significant, but people never celebrated it as big as it has been in the last couple of years. So That was one of those things where I learned about early, and I was wondering why it hasn't been as big, but now it's starting to be recognized a little bit more and things of that nature. And I'm glad we have this event because we just talked about the different cultures in the community and how they all celebrate their history, Juneteenth being one for the people of the Americans of African descent here in the West Bloomfield to also talk about. So thank you again for your time, Vincent. One last thing, please continue to give the details. How can people find out more, the date, the time, the location again, please?
Absolutely. So we're going to be celebrating Juneteenth in the WB on June 19th, starting at 10 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, we're going to be at the main library meeting room. You'll hear from Mrs. Gwen. She'll tell us all about Juneteenth. It'll be followed by crafts for young people. And then at 1 o'clock, we have the history of Juneteenth, which is going to be brought to us by Professor Emeritus Whit Dykes, who will discuss the story and the legacy of Juneteenth. They'll elaborate on what I talked about briefly, but we're going to be at the West Bloomfield Township Hall near the rec center, the Recreation Activity Center. Again, free food, African drum, dancing, tattoos, face painting. It's going to be a great day of celebration for everybody in our community.
Great time, expecting some great weather too, and hopefully I can get out there, celebrate my birthday, and celebrate with you all too, man. Vincent Kirkwood joining us here on the Splash Live again, member of the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force, talking about Juneteenth and the WB 2024. Thank you again, sir. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great talking to Vincent Kirkwood, member of the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force, giving us information and insight in regards to the Juneteenth and the WB 2024 event, which will be happening June 19th. You can find out more information regarding that event and other events going on around Juneteenth, we should say. Just go to wbparks.org/diversity, and you'll have all the information that you need right there. And we have more information, more news, and more things for you to do in the West Bloomfield community, and that's all coming up. We are live, local, and social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
Bringing you stories and memories from Sylvan Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash, live.
That's right, baby. Live, local, and social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, Kevin McIntosh. I appreciate you for being here. Now, we got to talk about other things going on in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Now, if you've ever been in a situation where you might have had questions that only a doctor or your doctor could answer, but you don't necessarily want to make an appointment to talk to a doctor, you might need to go to some type of professional and speak to them about your health and your wellness, let's say. And that's why coming up in the Greater West Bloomfield area is the Health and Wellness Fair. So join us here on the Splash Live. We have Executive Director for the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, Suzanne Levine, join us on the Splash, and I appreciate your time. First and foremost, Suzanne, we have this event coming up, Health and Wellness Fair. Can you just tell us a little bit more details about this year's event, please?
Well, this is our 15th annual health and wellness event. It's a great event where the entire public is involved, and it's free to the public. We have a variety of different medical and health and wellness vendors that will be there. There is a cost for them to participate, but there are going to be all kinds of medical information, ways for people to increase their longevity, sustain their health, and also learn about all the different health and wellness options in our community, because we know that it's better to make sure that you have all the information at hand so you can make informed decisions about your health.
Correct. And why do you think resources, events, and information like that is specifically important for the residents of the Greater West Bloomfield area?
I don't think that people really take enough advantage of all the different fabulous medical and health and wellness facilities we have in our community. And the more informed you are, the better you are able to make decisions for yourself and for your family. Because we know that no matter how good you look, if you don't feel well, that's going to impact every aspect of your life. And so the whole point is to age well and to make sure that your family has all the information they need at hand to make these great, important decisions. I mean, there's nothing more important than your health other than your family. So, we're welcome the public. There'll be lots of free swag, which we know people love. There's all other options there. I know Drip IV is going to be there, so there'll be like free B12 shots. Maybe you, I don't know how you do all that you do without boost energy.
Yep.
Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital will be there to answer questions. And we also have a lot of assisted living places because we know that, taking care of our seniors is very important.
Right, correct. And that's what I want to get through. We do have a lot of seniors in our area, so we want to make sure we take care of them. Even the youth, even the people in between the parent. It's good to know this type of information, having the opportunity to just be able to have a discussion about healthcare without having to go to the doctor or something like that. So,
and we know that our young, the sports injuries, and people think that they can just exercise and do certain things, but everything you do now impacts your future, your joints. We're currently we're at Letterman Portrait's Orthopedic Center. It's my wealth meeting, my wellness and health professionals. And so nothing is more important than keeping your joints well. We know that the pickleball is a big thing for the 40 to 50-year-olds, running, jogging, all the football, the people at the high school, all their sports. So keeping yourself healthy at a young age impacts how you age. So it's really important to have all the information to know maybe there's certain supplements you should be taking. Maybe you should be doing something proactively, exercise-wise.
Correct. Yep. And then this is the place to get that type of information. Ask those questions and start a little bit early just to be a little bit proactive. Joining us on the Splash Live right now, Executive Director for the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, Suzanne Levine, talking about the Health and Wellness Fair, June 11th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. That will be free and available to the public. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, you have the word teamwork behind you. Let's talk about the collaboration between the Chamber of Commerce and our local healthcare providers to kind of make this event possible. Can you just talk about the importance of that collaboration and how it came to be?
Oh, absolutely. Well, as you know, West Bloomfield Hospital, Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital is the biggest employer in our neighborhood. And they are called upon all the time to help service our community. They're there to help with their doctors, and they have wellness programs. So they're an important supporter of our chamber and our community. West Bloomfield Parks and Rec, they're another really big community member, and we were so happy to honor them at our Michigan Week breakfast. Our library, all these people are great resources for information. And we have other people like Letterman Portrait's. We have Grover Health, who was here with us today. We have our home care affinity. These are all people that want to service our community and make sure that we stay healthy and vibrant, because we know that this is what makes a community great. It's not just our resources, but our business community, and West Bloomfield Township has been a great supporter of our health fair, and that's where we're holding again this year. We're very appreciative for all their support.
Yeah, and it just goes into the type of support that they have for the community beyond the regular services that they provide. They actually put their time and their resources together and their staff to actually provide information-free events like this, which I want to kind of make very, important because or highlight, because the fact that it's free, but still people have to pay, get paid to do their job to come there. So that's not anything to just let by the wayside. Suzanne, I want to thank you again for your time and for coming on today. Any last words, any additional information, key information to let the community know about this event before I let you go?
I'd like to ask everyone at my health, excuse me, everyone, you want to just quickly pop in and say hello to the splash and make sure you watch? And yes, it's really important that we support our business community. It's really important that we understand that all our health and wellness, these are all health and wellness professionals that are here today to say hello. We have more than I get shy. But these are all the great people that work to make sure that our community stays healthy and wealthy and wise. And we love West Bloomfield, and I personally will do everything I can to make sure that our community stays vibrant. And thank you for all that you do too. I've been told that one of you will be at our health and wellness event to interview people and to show all the different great resources that our community provides.
Absolutely, Suzanne. We will be present for that. Thank you again for your time. Thank you for introducing or at least showing us some of the people that's making this possible. We appreciate it. Suzanne Levine, Executive Director for the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, join us to talk about the Health and Wellness Fair going on June 11th. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Always a good time talking to Suzanne Levine from the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for joining us, Suzanne, giving us information in regards to the 2024 Health and Wellness Fair that'll be coming up very, very soon. If you want to find out information regarding that, please visit them on Facebook, West Bloomfield CC, as in Chamber of Commerce, or just go directly to the website, of course, westbloomfieldchamber.com, to find out about that Health and Wellness Fair 2024, by the way. Now, we are looking for different ways to be resourceful, especially during this time of the year when a lot of our yard work revolves around pulling those weeds right up out of the ground. But there's one local West Bloomfield resident who is teaching our community, her neighbors, a different way that we can keep the weeds out of the landfill and even turn them around into making tasty treats. Sounds kind of crazy, right? But the Splash Live's very own reporter, Peyton Skyver, has a story.
As summertime rolls around and it's time to begin working on those lawns, the weeds you find around your house can actually be put to use in some unique ways. Here at the West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation Activity Center, Sally Wenzel is teaching an unlawning class where residents can come to learn how to maintain a chemical-free lawn, how to use commonly found plants to make some tasty snacks, and more about the native plant species here in the community.
We had a wild edible foraging class, and these are invasive species or weeds, troublesome plants, as I like to call them, or what they're defined as. Also some native plants. We discussed how to unlawn or kill your grass to plant more beneficial plants for the environment, and also just to use what's there. Even though we have these invasive species like ground ivy and dandelion, we discussed how are these medicinal, what can we use to make your home habitat a safe, chemical-free place that is usable and beneficial for the birds and the bees and the butterflies and you as a human. That's healthy for you. I'm a big supporter of native plants, and we covered where you can go to find native plants. Parks and Rec, West Bloomfield Parks has a native plant sale every spring. Wild Type has their native plant sale coming up this Saturday. I know Plants for Ecology has one coming up in a couple weeks. There are native nurseries and plant sales all over in the spring and in the fall.
Native plants are basically the building blocks of our ecosystem. We've kind of turned our lawns into this green wasteland. It doesn't really support wildlife or any biodiversity, our lawn. So by adding native plants, we really support our pollinators. And selfishly, so pollinators like bees and butterflies and other animals Every 1 out of 3 bites of food you take is made by a pollinator. And so we need them around, and so does the ecosystem. We're always all about inspiration and a little bit of education as well. So we plant different native plant gardens here as demonstrations just to show people what glorious blooms they can have, as well as how many amazing animals they can attract for you to view. So many different beautiful butterflies are native to our area. If you plant the right plants, they will come and you get the joy of getting to watch them. So just becoming like little scientists in your own yard, and the more you learn, the more you're going to want to tell others about it. So we just like spreading the word that planting native and going chemical free is great for our city, great for our township, great for our earth, and great for those that are getting to enjoy it as well by planting them themselves.
Not everybody can afford to just completely do a full makeover job on their whole yard and plant all native plants. I mean, it can be costly to re-landscape everything. But to see your yard as something useful and use those invasive weeds until you can slowly chip away and plant your native plants. Go chemical free. Use what's there. See your yard as productive. These are things that we focused on today.
It is clear that allowing these common found plants to grow in your yard can not only be beneficial to the environment, but can also be very tasty. As you're spending time outside this summer, take a look around and see if you could put any of these tips to use. With Civic Center TV, I'm Peyton Skyver.
Thank you so much, Peyton, for that story. Very, very interesting knowledge, information we got from Cely Winschool, who just basically told us more about native plants. She was actually on the Splash Live not too long ago, and she actually ate some of them live here on the Splash. A little crazy, but, it's just new knowledge, new information that, just makes us more privy to our environment and things around us. You want to find out more information, go to wbparks.org to find out more in regards to those native plants, et cetera, et cetera. So we know that around this time of year, school is basically out. It's over. So we need to find something for these tiny humans to do to keep them busy and out of trouble, specifically if they are in the West Bloomfield School District. And there is a summer camp coming up, a lot of summer camps, one of them called Camp Invention, and is actually a camp designed for children in grades K through 6 and focus on creativity, innovation, and hands-on learning, if I'm not mistaken. That's why joining us here on the Splash Live, we have Regional Program Manager for Camp Invention, Bob Hasinski, joining us here on the Splash Live. Thank you so much for joining us, Bob.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be on.
Absolutely. So I gave my little insight into what I believe Camp Invention is. Why don't you take the time to tell us, what is Camp Invention exactly?
Thank you. So Camp Invention it's a program of the National Inventors Hall of Fame. The National Inventors Hall of Fame is part of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. So around the country, you have the USPTO in Washington, D.C., and there's 4 regional offices, and there's 1 in Detroit. So in Michigan, there's a big presence of the USPTO. In the National Inventors Hall of Fame and its inductees, we hold an induction ceremony every year, and their stories inspire our programs. So every year we come up with 4 new modules for Camp Invention, and the kids from kindergarten through 6th grade can participate, and it's great. It's a lot of STEM, it's a lot of hands-on. The kids are away from the screen, so they have to use tools. Right. They have to really create and innovate in their heads.
Yep, not necessarily integrating AI and the computer and all of that. I get it. There's a time and place for it, but right now, hands-on creativity. I like that, Bob. And to know, I had no idea its involvement with the USPTO, and not even knowing that there was a regional office in the Detroit area right here in our backyard, essentially. So I'm starting to see the connection. So if I'm not mistaken, I'm seeing that the theme for this year is Illuminate. If I'm not mistaken, can you please elaborate on the theme for this year and why that's a little bit different from previous years?
Yeah, so we have 4 brand new modules. We have a curriculum team that comes up with the modules. They research it. They actually test out the year before. And actually, Detroit Central Catholic was one of our test sites last year. Even though it's a high school, we had K through 6 kids in there for the summer camp. And so they test out the program. They go through a lot of iterations of it. And so we came up with 4 modules. The first module is called In the Game. So in this game, the kids are going to be making their own skee ball game. They're going to have to create the sensors, the lights, the sounds when you make it into the hole. Our second module is called Let It Glow. This is our electrical engineering module. This is one of my favorite modules we've ever had. The kids are going to be making these glow boxes. So they're going to have to do wiring, they're going to have to do circuitry, they're going to have to make the lights, they're going to have to make different translucents inside of it, inside the box. It's phenomenal.
Wow.
Our third module is called Operation Hydrodrop. The campers, it's our water conservation module. So the kids are going to there's this little lab on wheels that real scientists use. So we kind of made a prototype of it, and the kids are going to make their own, study water samples. They're going to create a house in how to conserve water, and they're going to help solve a lot of the world's water problems. That's what they're at. That's what they're looking to do. Then our last module is called Prototyping Studio, and the kids are in a game show. So the kids are every day. There's new challenges, and they're going to invent new things every day.
Oh my goodness, man. The kid in me is just excited. I was one of those curious kids, man. I used to put stuff together, break it down, try to look at wires, burn myself, hurt myself. That was me, man. Oh, Bob, so let me reset the show. Join us here on the Splash Live. Regional Program Manager for Camp Invention, Bob Hasinski, joining us talking about Camp Invention, Illuminate, and it being right here in the West Bloomfield School District for our kids, ready and available. And let's actually get into that. So the details of the event, the dates, the times, how people can get in if they are interested, just please give that information briefly.
Yeah, this is our first year in West Bloomfield. Been working with the community ed, Andrea Frank. She's been great to work with, trying to get the word out.
Nice.
New camps, sometimes in new districts, it takes a couple of years to really build up the enrollment.
Right.
So we're running July 22nd to the 26th from 9 to 3:30 at West Bloomfield Middle School. It's open for all kids in grades 1st through 6th grade. We're very excited to have it this year in West Bloomfield. Because the surrounding districts have had it for years. Walnut Creek, they've had theirs. Wall Lake, had theirs. They've been doing it for 15, 20 years. Novi, Farmington, Northville, they've all had it. So I'm really excited to bring to West Bloomfield.
Nice. That's always good to hear. So, so what type of feedback have you been getting from parents and even the students specifically in regards to this program and some of the things that it's been doing for them?
Well, kids, that's funny, but the kids love it so much. Parents will plan their vacations around when camp week happens.
I can see that.
Because in the first day of camp, they bring in upcycle items, toilet paper rolls and cardboard and old toys that they can use for their creations. And the kids will start collecting that all year long. So the kids who've been going to camp every year, on that Monday morning, they bring in a whole box of goodies for the camp staff. The parents, we have parent surveys, and the feedback we always get is that the kids after camp, they continue the invention process. They're taking apart old VCRs, old DVD players, seeing how they work. Trying to put it together, and trying to, using duct tape. Parents say they always have to invest in duct tape for the holidays because the kids wanted to constantly use duct tape to invent stuff. Duct tape is a big, is a big thing in our programs because the kids are not actually creating the actual invention; they're creating prototypes.
Gotcha.
And in the invention process, our inductees will speak to the kids through videos, and they'll tell the kids, documenting your work. The kids will learn about the patent system, what a trademark is, what a patent is, even as young as 1st grade in kindergarten.
Correct.
So these kids are learning these words already, and what we teach the kids is, what you create is you own it. You document it, you own it, so no one can steal it from you.
Come on, Bob. Talk, man. Come on, man. Early, man. Teach them early, bro. I like that. All right. So now this kind of leads me into this question. Why is it important for them to know that? I mean, we're in an environment, and I can make this connection, but I want to let you answer this. I'm thinking of the technology, the AI and stuff that we're talking about, STEM programs and all of that, the technology integration, how it's everywhere. But then you have the invention side, like what you're doing. It's not necessarily computer-based and technology-based, but there is some type of involvement. Just want to paint those two pictures and give it to you to say, why do you feel like your program for these kids, for them to learn patent and trademark and all of that and invention, why is that important for them to even learn now?
Because we're looking for the futures, the inventors of the future, the inventors of tomorrow. We have a lot of serious issues in this world, and we need, creative people to start, inventing and saving this planet. We have, our inventors who are inductees, they'll tell us, they started out by just reverse engineering old, electronics and stuff. And that's how they get into it. In part of the patent process, our CEO, he used to own a sporting goods company years and years ago. And he would say, there's 3 important patents. You want a utility patent, you want a design patent, you want a trademark patent. It's a triangle, the strongest shape. You get those 3 patents and you're going to protect yourself from anyone trying to steal your ideas.
All right, we got to take some notes. He just gave out some free game right there, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you so much again, Bob. Before I let you go, do you want to reiterate any key information? You want to get anything that we didn't talk about? Get it out to the West Bloomfield community while we have
Yes, please attend the first ever Camp Invention in West Bloomfield, July 22nd to the 26th at West Bloomfield Middle School. You can register on our website at invent.org. The registration button is up in the right-hand corner. Search for West Bloomfield and choose the West Bloomfield Middle School program because it's a new program and we want it. This is going to be a very popular program in the district. It's just going to take a year or 2 to get the word out.
Nice. I can't wait for my kid to get of age, man. This seems very, very exciting. I was one of the ones that broke RVC. I got in so much trouble, but that was me, man. I'm glad programs right here will prevent me and other students from getting in trouble. Bob Hasinski, Regional Program Manager for Camp Invention. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Splash Live. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Absolutely. You too. Have a better one, man. That was great talk, and that's a great program. If you have one of those curious kids around that likes to break things or just look inside things like my child, definitely one of those great things to look into for your kid to keep them busy during the summer. You want to find out more, go to the website invent.org, or of course they are on Facebook also. Just go to Facebook at Inventors HOF. We got more to talk about, more coming up. It's live, local, and social. We are the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy. And if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
Bringing you stories and memories from Kego Harbor, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash Live.
That's right, baby. Live, local, and social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Kevin McIntosh, and I appreciate you for doing that. Now, if you are looking to stay fit and get that summer bod together like me, then you want to make sure that you are staying physically fit and active with different things to do in the community. And just to let you know, we got word that there is a free Zumba class being offered right here in West Bloomfield. So join us here on the Splash Live, presenting and hosting that event from CelyFit. We actually have Cely Dias. Join us here on the Splash Live. Thank you so much for joining us, Cely.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate that.
Yes, absolutely. So Zumba, free Zumba at that. Let's kind of break that down. First and foremost, what is Zumba exactly?
So Zumba is multiple culture music, reggaeton, salsa, samba, hip hop, and Arabic music, belly dancing, all together. It's a multi-culture to everybody coming together. And the realistic music and the food is what brings people together. You know, That is perfect.
There's food involved also.
Yes.
Oh,
So we are here on West Bloomfield Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a couple business, and they are together with us, like Chris Pelly. They support us, and then could be open that day. After you finish the Zumba, you're hungry, you want to drink something. So some food store in the plaza will be open that day. Could be a lot of options for you guys.
Okay, good. That's good to know. It's good recovery right afterward. I'm thinking we talking about eating a sandwich while we dancing or something like that, but thank you for clarifying that. So now let's get into the fact that you are hosting this event and you're doing it for free. So just talk about the event, talk about why you're doing it for free, why Zumba is beneficial to the residents here in West Bloomfield.
So first of all, it's about the community we have here at the CelyFit studio. And we have around 7 teachers, including me. And we are all team. It's not my boss, it's not my employee, it's all team. We work together to make it better for our community. And why not? We come together and talk to them. I said, hey guys, summer come and Michigan summer, and let's do something different. Let's offer something for the community.
Right.
It's so much division. It's so much negativity. Why not get something what we bring all the people together for 1 hour and a half to dancing, to have fun, to smile, and I don't think about anything. Don't think about, I need to pay, I need to do this, no. Yeah. Show up with a good attitude and have fun. That's only. No matter if you know how to dance, no matter anything. What's matter is show up and come and participate with us. It's all about the community. It's all about getting together as a team and bring something for them. And bring something to us too. Don't kind of mistake, because what's good for them is good for me as well. I am a part of the community. Sometimes I am sad. Sometimes I need some support, some like, hey, Cely, let's go. You can do this.
Right.
If you don't have the community together and there's a teamwork together, where we going to have it? So this is something then give it to me a lot. I'm from Brazil. I moved in Michigan in 2005.
Okay.
And the Michigan people embracing me, taking me to their house, and they treating me like the family. I always live in this area, and all of these people I met in my entire life is always good to me. Always, if I have CelyFit, I don't did this by myself.
Right.
It was a community. It was a teamwork.
Good
you
point.
know?
Yeah.
So they give it to me so much. And I want to give it back. And I want to give it back with something I'm good at. I'm good in dancing. And that's what I give it back. It's something I can do. And why not?
We got to honor and respect that too, Cely. I appreciate that. And I wanted you to just kind of give that explanation, because I kind of already understood that, but it's good. Yes, you want to open your doors to the community. You want to introduce yourself, give back to the community and things of that nature. So I completely understand and get it. Joining us right here on the Splash Live, we have Cely Dias of CelyFit right here in West Bloomfield, talking about the free Zumba class being offered in the next couple of weeks, as a matter of fact. Go ahead,
June
please.
9th. So at 10 to 11:30, okay, that is the dancing. 9:30 to 12 is general part. We gonna have everything. We gonna have the DJ.
Yeah.
Okay, this DJ who will be here is the same DJ is RTC Beats. So the guy is amazing.
I know.
The name is there.
I know. I actually know Wack. Well, not know him personally, but I know of him from local Detroit radio, Wax, Tax, and Dre. And I was going to get into that. You have to have a very great DJ in order to incorporate all these different genres of music.
Yeah.
So, I love that.
He's great. And he works at the beats with a totally multicultural. And, he just is amazing. And the energy, we need to bring the people who have the energy and they want to keep the energy of the people. And that's it.
Correct.
So that's all it is about. Let's go have fun. There's a lot of hate around there. There's a lot of preconceived. Everybody is welcome, no matter where you're coming from, no matter what you believe. One time we are together,
right?
We only believe in one thing. Have fun and smile and shake your booty tomorrow.
There it is. One last thing, if you don't mind, if you have time. One last thing, Cely. I just want to kind of build credibility for you to let people know why they should listen to you, why your advice in regards to Zumba and everything is credible. So can you just give a little bit of your background to why you end up becoming a Zumba instructor and getting involved with fitness and Zumba?
All right. I may go short to that because I was a little bit of drama. I began in Zumba because the time I moved to Michigan, I could not work because I have a wife visa. I come with my ex-husband. So HCR gave it to me an opportunity in Franklin Athletic Club to teach salsa, Zumba, and I did. And as soon I get to I didn't charge, it was all free. I give it all free class for people because I want people to know me. As soon I get to my permiso to work, my green card, she hired me and I started Zumba there. And I started getting my own business. So what I'm doing this for people is in my low time of my life, was Zumba who helped me go through of my depression, my problem, my difficulties. Sometimes you forgot why you are here in the first place. Sometimes coming to me and I forgot why I'm coming out of Brazil in the first place. I'm coming out of Brazil because I am believing I could give and do more in my life. And look at me today. But that happened because of the people believe in me and that the music helping me to go through with my difficulties. Okay. And I feel like today I do Zumba because it's not just about dancing. It's more than that. You work inside out because if your soul is happy, your body will be happy, your mind will be happy. That is all about. It's all about one thing, okay? I think how I told you before, dancing and the food is unite people, but the dance helping you go through with the problem, helping me, and helping all my clients. I have clients, he coming because so many other factors, not getting details, but the dancing and the welcome with the society, give it to them and the community here, help them, I believe somebody care, somebody listen, somebody care about me. And we dance together and we smile. And at the end of the dance, we always say, how you feel? Are you okay? Do you like it? Right. Everybody ask, everybody care. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I always want to be a psychologist one time I grow up. So I'm not. But I think my business is kind of something like that because I help people go through about a difficult time.
Right.
Okay, I am not a miracle worker. I am not. But I try and do my part because helping me maybe could help others.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. You're providing an outlet, a creative outlet. In Zumba, like you said, not only are you making it inclusive by incorporating so many different genres of music for different cultures, but it's also incorporating dance, physical fitness, being social with others, creating that great
Exactly.
energy, and it's just so many different moving parts. And like we already talked about, music can be therapy. It's a universal language also. So there's so many moving parts that I completely understand that it's being therapeutic for everyone. But thank you so much again for your time. We appreciate you. Cely Dias from CelyFit talking about our free Zumba class, June 9th. We want to make sure we get the community out there to support. Thank you again for your time, Cely.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh, bye, guys. Love you all. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yes,
Love.
yes,
Bye.
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you again, Cely, for joining us here on The Splash. We appreciate that. Great information. If you are in the mood for Zumba, want to try it out, you heard about it, want to give it a little taste, now is the great time to do that, checking out that event June 9th. Find out more on her Facebook at I Am CelyFit, CelyFit, or go directly to the website, CelyFit.com, CelyFit.com. You know it's our job to keep you updated and informed, and that's exactly what we will do. We got more to talk about coming up. We are live, local, and social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Live, local, and social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join our team as we highlight people and events that are making an impact in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Catch us live Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, and social. It's Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you so much for joining us. I am your host, Kevin McIntosh. Today marks a very, very special day in the West Bloomfield community as the West Bloomfield High School seniors class of 2024 are saying their final farewells and goodbyes to their lovely West Bloomfield High School and community. They are actually graduating today, May 29th at 6 p.m. We will have that full live coverage right here on Civic Center TV. They'll have the class of 2024 commencement going on 6 p.m. live like we did say. You'll also be able to, of course, hear from the student leaders, see the tributes, and just the last farewells, goodbyes, and speeches from a very accomplished class, to say the least, and everyone who was involved, from the teachers, the staff, administration, faculty, every district leadership. We want to applaud everyone for getting these students and these kids all the way through school and finally graduating. So once again, if you want to watch the commencement live, if you aren't there, it will be at Pine Knob Music Theater, but we will have it on Civic Center TV, WBTV, 89.3 Lakes FM, and of course, we'll be live on Facebook, Civic Center TV 15, and YouTube, Civic Center TV. This will be at 6 p.m. Make sure you check that out at civiccentertv.com to stream that live as well. West Bloomfield Parks continuing to push the narrative for everyone to emphasize native plants being a part of its green dream for the month of May specifically. They are promoting sustainable living and green practices right here within our community, and it's actually because they are advocating, I should say, for garlic mustard pools. Now, garlic mustard is an invasive species that spreads quickly and outcompetes many other native plants. And that's why West Bloomfield Park staff, coordinated members, volunteers each year to come together, go through the lands and help pick these garlic mustards. Now, as good as it sounds appetizing, it's really not good. And that's why they actually go through there and pick out those garlic mustards and all the other invasive species. Now, we recently shown some pictures like what you're seeing right here on Civic Center TV, just talking about living the green dream. But if you also want to join in and find out more information about these native plants, garlic mustards, and other things of that nature, please visit their Facebook, we should say, WB Parks on Facebook, to find out more about the native plants and everything going on there. Just briefly, just to tell you about some summer fun coming up in the heart of the lakes. It begins at Gino's Pizzeria and Restaurant. They released their 2024 summer events calendar just not too long ago on their Facebook, 1999 Cass LK Road. That's their Facebook. They have events from the music on the patio. That'll be going on through the summer. Every Friday, pretty much. Special events for Father's Day, Sylvan Lakes fireworks, the annual Tigers game trip, and also the pre-Dream Cruise car show. A lot of things going on, including that music on the patio thing. You want to find out more information about that, the accurate information, please, you can check them out directly on their Facebook also at 1999 Cass Lake Road. That's 1999 Cass LK RD on Facebook. So good that you are joining us here on the Splash Live, and we always appreciate that. It's our job to keep you informed. I want to thank you so much for being here. As part of your host for the Splash Live, my name is Kevin McIntosh. Thank you to our staff, Jake Schaff and Calvin Brown, for also helping out with the production. We are live, local, and social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.